This laptop, the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 with AMD Ryzen 7 4700U, can play The Witcher 3 in 30 FPS on battery power. I'm W2Best, I make videos about tech, travel and inspiration, and if you like this video after watching it, I would be super happy if you want to subscribe to this channel. That helps me out a lot moving forward. One of the things I've been quite keen to check out a bit more on the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 and with Ryzen 7 series in general has been its gaming performance. And today we're gonna do a pretty in-depth look at both benchmarks and game tests. We're gonna try 4 different games: Cuphead, Overwatch, Doom and The Witcher 3. I won't be doing any deep analysis of the Cuphead play in terms of temperatures and fan noise, but in the other cases we'll be looking at temperatures and fan noise. But spoiler alert, I can already now say that it's pretty much staying at the same temperature and the same fan noise for all the different games and the different settings that I've been playing. I should also say that during this whole test I'm playing on the intelligent cooling mode. Mainly I'm doing this because I found when testing this laptop out that in extreme performance the fans are spinning loud and all of the time. And I kind of wanted to get out of that and make sure that the fans are spinning when they are supposed to spin and not all of the time. I'm trying The Witcher 3 in the end with extreme performance mode and it didn't make a difference in the FPS count. Before we get started, I also want to point out that this video has been edited in full on the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7. So the issues that I had with DaVinci Resolve has been resolved, no pun intended, and I will be getting back to that in a video editing review that is coming up on the channel quite soon. Enough talking, let's get into the game test. Right away when starting Overwatch you can see that the fans start spinning and we have a fan noise that is significantly higher than what it is at idle when the fans are barely running. Around 47 decibels is the fan noise when we start up the game. Right now I have the game set to the settings that it suggested itself, which is Full HD and medium graphics. Most importantly, there is a render scale of 83% with these settings. Let's try and see how they work. This worked really well, so I'm gonna set the options up a little bit to high and see how it works there. Here in Ultra settings, in some intense parts of the game, we're starting to reach down to about 40 FPS, which I would say is pretty much not playable.
This is my will. Regenerating the cellular I need to recharge.
While playing Overwatch, we had a max temperature of 96 degrees and a minimum temperature of 73 degrees. Bottom line is Overwatch is very playable in low, medium and high settings, but then starts not being that playable when you switch up to Ultra settings. When starting Doom, it suggests settings that are 100% render scale and then pretty much Ultra settings all the way through, which might be a little bit too high, but let's try it out and see. Let's change the settings to a bit lower. Let's set them to medium and see where we get. And let's switch the settings to low and see what FPS we are at. And with the low settings, we are between 45 and 50 FPS for the time being. The fan noise was almost at exactly the same level as when playing Overwatch at around 47 decibels. Gonna move to the final boss, which will be The Witcher 3. If this laptop can play The Witcher 3 on internal graphics, I am seriously impressed. Let's have a look at how it performs.
I don't find that amusing.
It wasn't meant to amuse, but to prod you to hurry. It's midday already. You promised Ciri you'd train with her. Go before Vesemir bores her to death with those etchings.
So, later then.
See you later.
Up until now, the fans have been almost silent, and now they are starting to kick in a bit. But we seem to be able to stick between 25 and 30 FPS most of the time, moving down to 23 sometimes. I think this is absolutely incredible performance for an internal GPU and such a heavy game as The Witcher.
See, I thought Ciri could stand to wait a little longer.
We move over to extreme performance, which means the fans are gonna be on pretty much all of the time,
A lot.
just to see if
I
that
missed
makes
you,
any difference.
but we'll have plenty of time to make up for that. Go and train with her.
Of all the women.
You've known many.
But there is no difference, we are staying at the same 25 to 30 FPS. Let's do one last test and try to take the power cable out and see if it can run on battery power.
Shit. Mountain Pass is beautiful as ever.
This is better than I expected for sure. We are running on battery power and we're still staying on 25 FPS. The CPU and the fan noise is pretty much exactly at the same stats as it was with the other games, between 82 degrees and 94 degrees and around 47 decibels of fan noise. Let's run a full Heaven benchmark, including the decibel meter, so you can see the fan noise while running a benchmark like Heaven. Heaven benchmark landed at 754 with a minimum FPS of 19.7 and a maximum FPS of 61.7. The average FPS was 29.9. Let's also run a Firestrike benchmark, this time as well with the decibel meter right there, so that you can see how much fan noise is coming from the laptop. Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 landed at a Firestrike score of 3072 with a graphics score of 3376, a physics score of 14571 and a combined score of 1082. In the beginning, the fans were not running loud at all. After about a minute and a half, they picked up to about 48 decibels, which is audible but not super loud, and it's not a high-pitched noise, so I still think it's quite okay when it comes to fans. That is everything for the game test of the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7. I would never have thought that a 1.3 kilogram laptop with this kind of form factor and size would be able to play those heavy AAA titles with a relatively good performance. And also that it would be able to push somewhere around 75 FPS consistently in Overwatch and somewhere around 50 FPS on low settings in Doom. I think it's a very playable experience for anything non-competitive. If you have any other questions or comments about gaming on the Lenovo Yoga Slim 7 or on Ryzen 7 4700U, please put them in the comment section below and I will make sure to reply as quickly as I can. I'm W2Best, I make videos about tech, travel and inspiration, and I will see you in the next video. Have a really nice day, bye bye!